All right, good morning. Mic check, mic check, 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 check. Mic check, check, check. Good morning, all caps. All right, my name is Darkpool Algo, and today is Thursday, April 22nd, 2021. And we had a crazy day yesterday. Everything seemed to melt upwards, which is great. This morning, we're going to go over just a Watchlist building session. We're going to look at the Darkpool Algo, see if we've got any divergence. I want to go over a couple things here. We've got a couple earnings I want to talk about real quick. And let's look at the overnight future session to get an indication of how the market may go today. So let's just jump right into it. Make sure you, smash that like button, subscribe, and leave comments for any suggested tickers you'd like to see. I do this every morning, Monday through Friday, 5:30 Eastern. Wow. Sorry, my throat is a little weird this morning. All right, let's look at our futures overnight. I'm going to go ahead and pop up this one. All right. Our ES overnight futures, it looks as if though we melted up, trying to form a nice little cup and handle here. We've got resistance at yesterday's high of 4167. 4167 is the high. Also previous day's resistance. Currently we're chopping. I would anticipate that to continue. All right, NQ overnight looks like we tried to go to a new high. We did make a new high overnight at the 13937. Since then, we've got profit taking. We've currently reverting to the one deviation VWAP anchored from the open, last night's open. So I look for price to come down. Use this one deviation anchored VWAP as an indicator to possibly get long. Came down. We tried to touch it, and we're moving our way back up. Currently, we're in a 5, 15, 30, and 1 hour squeeze on NQ. The same for ES. I see that little cup and handle ES trying to form. We did not make a newer high overnight. We are currently in a descending channel that may have just possibly broken out. Let me just throw some lines on here and see what we got. I don't know if I like that point. When in doubt, draw a channel. All right, looks like we just broke out of our descending channel. We'd look for price action to come back down and test that previous trend line upper support for the next move upward. I would actually like this to flush a little bit more going into the open. If it opens high, people take profit and then it fades, and hopefully there's something there to stop it. Whereas overnight, I'd like it to maybe fade off and then open higher like it did yesterday. All right, ONTX, they had news overnight, something about one of their first patients received. I don't know if I can see news on here. Nope. Where's news? First patient dosed in phase 2 study of their cancer drug. So that's good news. Hopefully that's a penny stock for you. I grabbed some shares this morning just because anytime there's cancer news with penny stocks, you never know. It could run to $1,000. All right, the stocks I want to look at today are Lowe, Baba, Johnson & Johnson, FedEx, Snap, Microsoft. If you have a ticker, you need to let me know in the comments section, in the chat as soon as possible so I can get it added. I've got about another 24 minutes, and then we're gonna sign off. Also, I wanted to update you. I've got a small account challenge set up. It's $610 to $6,000, something like that. There's no time frame on it. Don't want to be forced to take trades based on we've only got 15 days left to do this. So we're gonna use a dollar amount target, so $6 to $6 grand. If you're interested, let me know. Reach out on Twitter. You can reach me through our website, darkpoolcharts.com. Contact me there. You can always leave a message here. And it's going to be a cash account challenge just because I don't want to have to deal with pattern day trader rules. So it'll be a mix of buying equities, options. Yeah, should be fun. Let's go ahead and get started with our dark pool and block trade system that we use, which is flow trade. The screen you see in front of you is the flow trade system. The flow index algorithm tracks large institutional transactions in real time. It is a real-time predictive indicator. So this data that you see during the day prints live and direct to you. All right, the first one we're going to look at is low on the 15. All right, let me just get some. This white line that you see or can barely see is price action. Red line is the dark pool algo. I've got block trades or dark pool block trades set to display. If there are some, it will show. Currently, the algorithm is trading with price. What I do like is if you can see, let me just start marking this up. The algo curled and is increasing. This indicates that large institutional money has started buying again after they sold off for, 2 days? They sold off, found the bottom, started buying again. The algo line's curled up, which could indicate some strong buying. Bringing up low on our charts. All right, real quick on my charts for anybody who hasn't seen or this may be their first time, I use exponential moving averages, simple moving averages. I use some free tools and some proprietary tools. I like to use as many free tools as possible because I know everybody doesn't want to go out and spend thousands or hundreds or even $10 on an indicator. So my line setup, I've got my EMAs, which are the green, yellow, and orange. Make sure y'all can see that. The 8, the 21, and the 34 period EMA. My simple moving average is the 50 SMA, the 200 SMA, and those are indicated with the turquoise or the light blue, cyan, or this dark red. All right, enough about my setup. All right, we've got, this is low. Our EMAs are stacked positive, which indicates that we've got strong support. We are currently in an upward bullish direction. We reached a previous high of 208.98. We couldn't break that 209 level. We hit that high and retraced back to the 8 EMA, which is currently providing support at the 200 level. Nice round numbers, nice psychological numbers. Our MACD is positive and kind of increasing flattish. We are currently in slightly oversold. On our RSI, I use the market extension tool. It's kind of a reverse RSI. It shows when it actually helps you stay in a trade a little bit longer than, oh, it broke 80, we got to sell. So we're currently increasing with momentum. We have an ATR of $3.8 per day. Our VWAP is positive, and we are 96% of our 52-week high. We are also 91% of our 60-day channel, which means that we've got nice, strong, bullish momentum. Oh, that's way too big. All right, I threw some Fibonacci's on here the other day, looking for entries. if we can break through this 204.27 and close, definitely strong bullish momentum. All right, let me get down. This is my 4-hour chart. I know this is really hard for y'all to see. We are currently forming a bull flag on the 4-hour chart. We broke our down wedge or downward triangle pattern that we were in. We have broken that to the upside. Let me get this. So we came down yesterday, we found support right at the 200 level, and we started reverting back up. We're currently in a bull flag, and we're looking for a break of 205. We do have a 50% or a 618 extension, retracement, excuse me, at 205.37. However, I'm just going to call it 205. So with low, I'm looking for a break of 205. For a move up, we have support. We have a previous descending triangle, upper support line, and 50% retracement at 204. So I'm going to call 204.25 support. We've got targets of low at the previous all-time high, or previous 52-week high of 209. So we've got a 209 target for taking profit 1. For our ultimate, if we're going to go long, 215, excuse me, 211, 215. So if we looked at the 215s, obviously we need to go more than a couple days out. 215s, looking at my implied volatility here, I'm going to go with next month's. So May 21st, 215s. A little pricey. Could always do a vertical. So the 215, 220 would be a $2.20s. So $1.22 is well within my risk tolerance for a potential $5 profit. Some of y'all that have a little bit more of a, well, anyway, I can't really get into that. Manage it how you want. The 210s look good. The 215s look good. The 220s look good. All right, that 215 is 1618. The 210s, they're 127. I like 210s. All right, next one. Baba. Baba go Baba Baba. We love Baba. Lots of block trades. Flow Trade has a nice little indicator look back tool where we can look back for block trades for the last, the last week. We have a block trade that's going to provide resistance until it turns to provide support. That level is, what color do we want to go with today? Yellow? I think y'all can see yellow pretty good. We've got this block trade that came in yesterday at 420. Came in at 229.80. I'm going to call that 230. As you can see, price action was coming down. We ran into this block trade level. It provided resistance, or excuse me, it provided support until it fell off, and now it's going to provide resistance on its way back up. The dark pool algo line has curled up and is increasing, which indicates large institutional funds have started buying again. If we break this 229 level, which is a previous block trade level, we can look to our next resistance, which would be another block trade level at 239. Right? I like using whole numbers, so we're going to do this. We've got institutional buying for BABA. We have resistance at 230, a break of 230. We've got room for movement up to 240. All right, BABA resist at 230. Break up that. 240 target based on algos. Baba on the charts. That background you hear is Discord going off. I have got to find which one it is. It's driving me bonkers. I don't want to mute everything, but there's one channel that just keeps going nuts, and like I said, it's driving me back crazy. All right, Baba, we are currently in a high compression 2-day squeeze with a yellow histogram. That yellow histogram indicates that it's neutral and decreasing. We'd like for that to switch to this light blue, which will probably happen when that squeeze fires off. When the squeeze fires off, we can look for a period of 8 to 10 times the level, excuse me, the time period that the squeeze fired. So if it's a 2-day squeeze and it fires, we can look for 16 to 20 days of that squeeze playing out. Okay. Negative, all right, Baba. Currently, we've came down and we found trendline support that we've tested twice. We've got a doji that is going to provide, that can indicate trend reversal. Let's see if you guys can see this here. All right, so price action came down. There's piercing doji. I'm sure there's another one for it, another word for it, but basically I like to think of it as a sword. You know, price action is coming down, it's coming down, it's coming down. This doji comes in and cuts right through it, saying no more downtrend. Good reversal indicator. All right, our MACD is positive and decreasing. However, our MACD histogram is positive and decreasing. Our MACD is increasing. This bottom indicator I'm still learning. However, it's going to be super great once we get it all figured out. All right, Baba on the 4-hour. We've got currently in a neutral RSI. Our MACD looks as if though it's going to be crossing up positive, so a golden cross. We came down, we've tested some previous support at the I don't know if I really like the previous support levels. All right, so it looked like we gapped up last week. We came down and we filled that gap. We've got support at 226. No, we're going to call it 227. All right, we do have support at 227. That's 227 on the 4-hour chart. We are currently in a low compression 15, 30, and 60-minute squeeze. The 15 and the 60 are positive histograms, which indicates that when those fire, they're going to fire to the long. On our 15-minute chart, we have positive stacked EMAs. Our 8's on top of the 21, on top of the 34. We're above the 50-period simple moving average. We have a light blue histogram. The ready aim fire signal is ready to fire to the long side. Look for resistance right at that 230 level. So if you think about our block trade level that we just talked about, I wrote it down over here on the side. See, Baba resistance at 230. Our 200 SMA is at the 230 level on the 15-minute chart. Pretty nifty. Breaking it down to the overnight time frame, looks like Baba's up and running. We're currently smacked into 229.50. Our lower time frame histograms are all light blue, right up to the, but however, we're not in any squeeze. So that means that those have fired. When those fired, as you can see, ooh, drop that right there. When those fired, they released all of that compression. And since they fired to the light blue, you know, the histogram, they fired to the upside, it created a chain reaction that just kept pushing it up higher and higher and higher. If you can imagine firecrackers going off, that's what happened. So the 1 minute squeeze fired, which daisy chain to the 2, to the 3, to the 4, 10, 15, right? Currently, we have a 30, 60, and 2-hour light histogram, or a light yellow histogram, which means they're neutral and increasing. What I'd like to see is that median compression 20-minute squeeze fire off to thrust us through the 230 resistance up to our target of, what did I say, 240? All right, we've got way longer term targets here of 260. Those are still valid. If we're looking to do maybe a possible day trade on BABA, I want to look at our 4-hour chart. I'm going to throw some fibs on our 4-hour. So from Monday's high to yesterday's low, gives us a 618 retracement at 238 with a profit taking at 235 on a break of 230. BABA, we have 2 days if we're going to do any sort of that, right? That 237, super cheap. I say 236, so 237, 238. All right, BABA 237.50s, 235s are super cheap. All right, I'm going to look at the BABA 235s. And the reason that is because the 240s have a ton of open interest, right? We've got 10,000 open interest on the 240s on the call side and 2,500 on the put side. Market makers will try to pin it right at that level so they don't have to pay anybody. Right, so the BABA 235s. 235 for BABA. That's my target. Throw those on a little level here. All right, I'm going to go through these a lot quicker now because I'm running out of time. So that was BABA, Johnson & Johnson. Johnson & Johnson. Looks as if though the large institutional money has started buying again. We're currently trading with price action. What I'd like to see is the algo line curl up and really pull us a lot higher with Johnson & Johnson. So the dark pool algo line for Johnson & Johnson is currently trading with price action. It's bullish. Johnson & Johnson on our charts. All right. Had earnings yesterday. They beat earnings, which is kind of nice. All right, our histogram, our our daily squeeze just fired. We're in a 3, 4 weekly and monthly squeeze. The monthly histogram is positive. When that fires, it's going to launch us to the next all-time high. Our MACD, our MACD is increasing. Our histogram just turned positive, which means that squeeze is fired. So we're currently in that firing of the squeeze. Johnson & Johnson looks like they came up. They bull flagged. We have a flag triangle breakout level of 166.5. We have previous highs of 167. So it look to break those. All right, come on, you can do it. Sorry, my chart's being jacky. All right, I'm just gonna throw some fibs on here real quick. And the old extension. Alrighty. So it looks like we came and we tested. We've got Keltner channel daily top support at 165.78. So J&J support 165.78. We need to break the previous high of 167.03. Break of 167 for our targets of 170. I'm going to go ahead and call it 175. I'm going to go a couple weeks out on that one. Next month's 175s are super cheap. I'm going to go with the 170s. Tons of open interest on that. Well within my risk tolerance. This could be a pinning play since it's a monthly expiration. So Johnson & Johnson break a 167 for a run into 170, which is this 127 extension. Definitely well within reach. As you can see, there's that bull flag pattern. God. Come on. All right. We break that 167 level and it's off to the races. All right, next one. All right, for the last couple minutes, I just want to go over real quickly. Snap has earnings today, so let's keep an eye on that for volatility play. Microsoft I want to go over because it is looking very bearish, super heavy. All right, our Algo is currently buying with price action. All right, so what you're seeing here is bullish divergence. Go back to where it was. Whenever price action is going one way and the algo is going the other way, that's considered divergence. Price action will always revert to where the algo is. So we've got price action heading up. We've got the algo heading down. We diverged at this block trade level at 259. I'm going to use that as my line in the sand. I would like to see Microsoft. All right. What did I say? 269 or 260? So that 260 is the line in the sand for Microsoft. As you can see, I've got extended hours on. We are trying to test all of our support, right? Currently, we have positive stacked EMAs. We're in mid-compression squeezes. The 2-hour and the 4-hour, those may help keep it afloat. Our Radium's fire system fired off this morning. For some reason, we're not able to break through this 260.5 level, right? We keep trying and trying and trying. However, with the algo selling, it's not looking good. We do have previous support of the 200 SMA at 259, right? Which one did I want to go to? All right. With Microsoft, this is a 4-hour chart. I know y'all can't see these. Look at just, I'll have to change my candlestick settings anyway. Looks like we've triple topped at the 260.98 level. We can't seem to get through it. With the algo selling, being oversold, MACD decreasing, this giant doji here, Microsoft is going to possibly trade within a range if we can maintain support at 260. Right, we've got a range 260.18. If we break that, we could potentially come down and chop in this channel to 256. They break up 256.84, and there's nothing that's going to support Microsoft below that. except for, so look for revert to the mean at 250. All right, Microsoft must maintain 256.75 for its possible next high. A break of that, and we're going to revert down to the 34 EMA, which is 245, with a stop at 250, which is a 21 EMA. All right, so Microsoft support 256.75, break of that for a reversion to the mean, which is the 21 is at 250, the 34 is at 245. So really, it's going to be tough to call. We've got a lot of positives. However, the algo is selling, so we do have that as a negative. It's kind of overextended. It's been on a nice run. It's had trouble getting through that 260 level, at 260, 61 level. What's that? 260. It may need to revert down to one of these levels here to gather a little bit of breath and consolidate for another run higher. All right, that's it. I wasn't able to get through everything. I apologize. I'm working on getting better at being able to quickly educate on what people are seeing for all newcomers, while at the same time get through some charts for people that have been here for a long time. All right, my name is Algo. Thank you for joining me. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, tell your friends, shout it from the rooftop. I'm here every morning, Monday through Friday, 5:30 Eastern Standard Time. And happy trading. I'm going to leave you with the chart of Snap real quickly. They have earnings today. I'll just do it real quick. I'll do the algo review. They have earnings today. Depending on how their earnings goes, lots of volatility. We have a block trade level at 57.55 that came in yesterday. That's providing support. Block trade level at 60.65. It's going to be a target. Above that, we have a block trade cluster level at 61. It's at 61.5 to 62. If I were to play Snap today, since the algo is steady, is currently buying and curled up, we've repeatedly tested support, right? We've got a triple bottom. If I were to play Snap, I would look for a retrace to 57.55 as support for a run to 60, 61, 62. All right, that's it. I gotta go. Thanks for joining me. Dark Pool Algo, and have a great day.